Does the narcissist experience karma? Well, that's a very deep question. I believe that the narcissist experiences karma every single day of their life. In other words, I think they're getting their punishment for what they do every day that they're alive, because they're in a constant state of turmoil and anguish and misery every single day. A happy and content person would not feel the need to hurt other people. So therefore, they're experiencing karma every day of their life. They don't really need to experience any kind of punishment in an afterlife. Just leaving in your wake every single person that you encounter, you hurt, and you're leaving these bunch of kind of dead carcasses in your wake. Everyone you touched, you damaged or hurt would put you into a constant state of misery, because I believe that stuff builds up in your conscience. Well, we know they do not have a conscience, but I believe it builds up in your spirit because you did an action that hurt another individual. So that's, that doesn't just disappear into the atmosphere. You can't get away from the things that you've done. So they say what goes around comes around. You can't, I know they make a lot of things up and lie a lot, but you can't lie away things that you've actually done. You know what I'm saying? Like, this happened, these things occurred, and you mistreated people. So that's all. Every time they do that, it's building up and building up and building up in their spirit. And so it's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse the older they get. And so that's why when they're older, they're just alone and miserable. They're never going to be content. So they're living in their karma every single day. And the ones that I know, they're like the only ones on social media platforms, and they're like, all their pictures are alone. Like, they're all alone. Whereas like all their friends and everyone's friends, it's like they're with their husband or wife and their 2 or 3 or 4 kids, and they're all, a big happy family. And the narcissists are always alone. Like, they're alone in every picture. So it's just, these are things you have to pick up on, but I just think it's just going to get worse and worse and worse the older they get, because the more destruction they've caused at that point. So I just think they're going to be old, miserable, and alone, and with just a trail of bodies and people that they've destroyed and hurt and damaged to the maximum degree. And what are they going to have to show for it? Nothing. Zilch. Nada. Zero. And they're still going to be in their fantasy world, that they are God. But then that also leads to another kind of philosophical debate, which could get a little sticky. Obviously they do not believe in a God. They believe that they themselves are God. So if they don't subscribe to any religion or spirituality, unless it's like Satanism, we know that they are controlled by Satan. But if you do not believe in a God, is God the one that doles out the punishment for your actions here on earth? So if you don't subscribe to that ideology at all, then why would you think there would be a consequence to anything you do here, in the flesh? So it gets into a kind of very complicated philosophical discussion, that would be quite interesting to discuss. But I believe, as I said, that they are living in their karma in their time here on earth, and that's punishment enough for the things that they've done, because they cannot experience joy. We can be happy. We have to be joyous, that we can smile, we can be happy, we have a healthy spirit, we have joy, and they cannot experience this ever. So that's complete misery right off the bat.